Okay, quiz question. What percentage of the population are obese or overweight? It's not on that quiz, it's an additional quiz question. Bonus points. Shout out some answers.
60%.
Okay, who's seen this before? Okay, the answer is 60% compared to just 14% in 1980. Okay, so massive rise. Current predictions show that by the year 2030, 86% of the population is going to be obese or overweight. Good action takers. So what's the cost of this? There's a 2 billion loss of the economy, £500 million cost to the NHS per year, 30,000 deaths per annum, and a massive increase in heart disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes. So what do we need to do? We must need to cut out the fat, right? Well, the government have been telling us to do that since the 60s, and this graph shows that we have actually reduced the amount of fat that we're consuming. But we know that obesity levels have still tripled over the last couple of decades, so that's not really working. And if you're going to take away one thing from tonight, you need to understand that fat doesn't make you fat. Okay, fat's essential. Fat's essential for energy, healthy skin, healthy nails, healthy cell membranes, absorption of vitamins A, D, E and K. It's the processed fats that we need to avoid, and the processed foods in general, and we'll talk more about that as we go on. So what else could it be then? This is a graph from the American Department of Agriculture, and it shows that in the last 2 decades up to the year 2000, sugar consumption rose by 30%. Okay? It's pretty much in line with the rise in obesity, right? The average Westerner is now consuming 180 pounds in sugar per year. That's Steve, in sugar per year. Or, hands out, 50 teaspoons per day in sugar. And the average Westerner, a third of the diet is coming from calories that contain absolutely no vitamins and no minerals, complete non-foods. Okay? So we want to look at how this is affecting us. Quick quiz question again. What is the hormone that controls blood sugar? Insulin. A good group. And we're going to show you a little bit how that works now. So somebody shout out what the typical person in this country eats for breakfast on a daily basis. Cereal. Toast. If we're being healthy, we have an orange juice with that as well. Porridge. Okay, is this mostly carbs, mostly proteins, or mostly fats? Carbs. So we're looking at about 70 or 80% carbs, yeah? Okay, get to work, lunchtime snack, not even lunchtime, before lunch, what do we have?
Muffin.
Sandwich, muffin. Most people don't even get there, they get to the vending machine. 11 o'clock, every single office in the country, apart from Mark's over there because they're all healthy, they go to the vending machine and what do they grab?
Chocolate.
Chocolate bar, crisps, etc. Mostly carbs, mostly protein, or mostly fats? Carbs. Okay, lunchtime, muffin, sandwich, what else?
Crisps.
Crisps, mostly carbs, mostly proteins, or mostly fats? Afternoon snack, back to the vending machine. Evening meal, what do we go home and have? Pasta, bread, potatoes, rice, mostly carbs, okay? So as a nation, we're consuming about 70% of our calories through carbohydrates. So how does this affect our blood sugar? Well, we wake up in the morning and blood sugar levels are low because we've been fasting overnight. We then have a breakfast which is really high in quick release carbs, cereals, breads, orange juice. And we get this big rise in blood sugar. Now it's insulin's job to control this blood sugar, okay? Insulin is a storage hormone. So what it does is it takes some of this blood sugar and it uses it straight away as immediate energy. It takes some and stores it in the liver, and it takes some and stores it in the muscles, but there's only limited amounts that can be stored in these places. So can anybody tell me where it stores the rest?
Fat cells.
Fat cells, exactly. So any time we're consuming excess blood sugar, we're storing it as body fat. Okay? So we have a big rise, insulin's released, and then we get a big drop. This is your 11 o'clock, every single office in the country. Why do we go for the vending machine? Because the main source of fuel that the brain uses is blood sugar or blood glucose. So we get a big drop in blood sugar. The brain says, and this is why you get your brain fog, the brain says, I can't concentrate anymore, I need some sugar. Get me a can of Red Bull. So we do, and we get a big spike. Then we have lunch, back to the vending machine, and then the evening meal high in carbs. So as a nation, we're going through this roller coaster of blood sugar levels. which is making us gain more and more body fat, making us tighter and tighter, and it's giving us more and more cravings. Okay, next question. Biggest meal of the day is generally for most people dinner, followed by lunch with breakfast as the smallest meal. So if you want a perfect plan over 28 days to get tired, put on body fat and feel like shit, this is going to be it. And we're going to store most of our body fat around the belly button area.